In the dark rooms of Gaza, deep beneath concrete, behind layers of false walls and hushed prayers, a plan had been written in fire. It was not improvised. It was not impulsive. It was calculated, tested, practiced, rehearsed for 2 years. The architects of that plan were not just militants. They were tacticians, and their intent was not to provoke Israel. It was to cripple her. Act 1, the Plan of Fire. The operation was named Al-Aqsa Flood. At the head of its command, Hamas, with covert coordination from Hezbollah, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, and remote support from the Houthis in Yemen. The objectives were clear: crush Israeli morale, seize hostages for bargaining, expose the illusion of Israel's military superiority. They studied border cameras. They mapped the shift changes. They rehearsed mock kibbutz takeovers in full-scale Gaza replicas. And at the center of their strategy was a figure known only by one name, Malak al-Maut, the Angel of Death, a ruthless field commander with no known real identity, masked, silent, and always the first through the gate. He would not speak to cameras. He would only lead. And wherever he walked, Israelis died. Act 2, the Wolves of Hamas. Rage, October 7th, 2023, 6:29 a.m. The first rockets sliced the morning silence. They didn't come alone. They came as cover for the wolves. From the darkness of Gaza, the elite squads of Hamas poured through the breaches, not as soldiers, but as predators. Motorcycles, pickup trucks, paragliders, and boots on the ground. Dozens of squads moving with precision and bloodlust. Each one had a list. Each one had a target. They struck military outposts, overran sleeping barracks, stormed homes where families had not yet finished breakfast. At every crossing, the Angel of Death led the charge. A towering figure in a black mask, his voice never heard, his orders given only by gesture. Sderot, Ofakim, Kfar Aza, Be'er, Nir Oz. They tore through the heart of Israel's southern communities like wolves among sheep, with cameras rolling. They filmed the executions. They burned homes with people inside. They danced in the blood of the dead. And back in Gaza, they uploaded the footage. This wasn't just slaughter. It was psychological warfare on a national scale. The wolves of Hamas weren't hunting for land. They were hunting for fear. Act 3, Dagan watches from afar. Thousands of kilometers away, Josh Dagan stood in a hotel room in Madrid. He had been recovering just 48 hours out from the Hudson Heights cyber op. His phone vibrated twice, then once, then never again. He opened the Mossad emergency app. The alerts flooded in. Southern border breached. Sderot overrun. Mass casualties. Do not attempt return. LZ is unsafe. He turned to the television. Footage played from civilian phones. Gunfire, screaming, burning. He dialed Ayalon. No answer. He dialed Zamir. Silence. He called home. His father's house near Ashkelon. No tone, just dead static. And as the images continued, of soldiers executed, of border towns destroyed, Dagan's hands began to tremble. Not with fear, but with rage. Act 4, a nation in darkness. Mossad, Shin Bet, CIA. All of them had missed it. Not a single agency had seen the scale. No chatter, no intercepts, no double agents. The United States scrambled. France and Germany issued vague condemnations. The UN called for calm. And in Tehran, Qasvini praised the Angel of Death by name. Act 5, Dagan's Vow. That night, Dagan sat alone in the dark, surrounded by glowing maps, phone signals, names. He pulled out an old photo of his father in uniform, young, proud, staring at a border he'd once believed was impenetrable. "You weren't there, Dad," Dagan whispered, "but I will be." He picked up his encrypted phone, called Tamer. "Give me the names. I don't want the borders. I don't want the statements. I want the Angel of Death. And when I find him, I'll send him back to hell with his own mask stuffed in his mouth." Closing scene, Gaza underground. The Angel of Death sat inside a tunnel, mask on, rifle over his lap. He said nothing, but his men around him cheered. "We did it," they whispered. "We made them bleed." But they didn't see the shadow forming. A name whispered in rooms they would never enter. A man walking back to a war. Josh Dagan.